Hey guys, and welcome to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. It's our normal everyday Tuesday podcast, except today we don't really have an agenda. I think we're just gonna tell stories and chat and have a good time. We were going to talk about serious stuff, but nobody's really feeling serious. So, hey, let's just have a great time. I was gonna tell stories, but my stories always end up like in terrible places, and then everybody's all like,
I'm not feeling serious. I'm just feeling silly. Get it? Silly?
Yeah. Well, I'm not. We had way too much fun last week.
Very serious right now. Oh, wait, it went away. I lost it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm good on the trips there for a little bit after the last episode with Carl. That was a little intense.
I'm definitely gonna bring that next one down a little bit. That's what we were supposed to do this week. That was the plan for this episode. Remember? Everyone was supposed to.
Oh shit! Everybody's supposed to get high and tell stories and fuck around.
Yeah. So that's what fuck. Okay.
You guys
we shot our load early.
You guys didn't drink? What the hell?
I'm having a drink.
That's what
okay.
The green room was for. That's what we did. Did you miss the safety meeting?
Yeah.
Was the safety? Oh, we do have Psychonautics, by the way. We have Psychonautics, a famous mod in almost every fucking room.
You guys get paid?
That's what I always said. I was like,
we're supposed to be getting money?
I've actually seen people get upset because they didn't get to be a mod on a channel. And I'm like, so you're upset that you didn't get more responsibility and now you can just hang out and have fun? It's like, what's this? I don't know.
She's a mod on like pretty much every fucking Discord I'm on.
I've seen her like on 3 mods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on too many Discords account, but I know she's on a lot of them.
I think I'm in most of them. If you guys are in one, you don't see me, feel free to add me because I kind of like to sort of check them all out.
There's no such thing as too much mush information. No such thing.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
There's not too much mush. There's never too much mush.
Depends. If you're in the wrong fucking channel,
and you're in the right
you're
channel,
learning a whole bunch of bullshit. That's a lot. That's way too much.
I love those mushroom. I love those ones too. They're the greatest.
Dude, I was in a little bitty Discord. That only had like less than 100 people. Last week, somebody invited me randomly. I guess they'd listened to the podcast and just like, oh fuck it, let's invite him. And they had their own little kingdom set up, right? Everybody had to pay like $5 to $10 a freaking month to be in this Discord. And the guy was just totally giving out. He was literally just copy pasting shit he found online. Like, and I was like, yeah, that's
it was a pay to win Discord.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of it was like really wrong too. And I was like, that's not right. Like Uncle Ben's isn't the pinnacle. And what are you guys talking about? Like, and they were just like, they were like, oh, we're gonna do group buys of like stuff off Amazon. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But then when it gets to someone's house, they have to repackage it and ship it to everybody. How's that going to work? And anyway, I brought up too many questions and I got kicked out.
Darn it.
Yeah. Like, why can't you just pay me? Just pay me. Give me your money. That's all I want.
It was like somebody's little fiefdom. And I came in there and I was like, wait a second. The king has no pants. And got kicked out.
Yeah, no one likes that. Well,
no, they don't.
Pay for Uncle Ben's, huh? Interesting.
It was like the worst info too. It was just like he was just because you could clearly see where he was just copying because it had like the date time stamps.
Right.
So you could see where he was just. So you could just see where he was just like highlighting, copying, and pasting into like different sections. Literally just forums from Schumery and Discord and
Reddit,
just other people's shit they were talking about. And I was like, you're not doing a very good job of this either. At least delete like the date time. That information is from 2008, bro.
Put in a little effort,
The original poster's name, something.
Give me something. But anyways, how about this, Psycho? How long have you been growing?
So how long have I been growing anything successfully? Actually cultivating what I'm after and not mold.
When did you start your education?
Yep.
About 2016. So I don't know how many years ago that is, but in 2016 is when I started educating myself.
How long were you a trike farmer?
Involuntarily. I'm part-time mushroom grower, but I'm a full.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you broke it.
Her screen went black again.
Yep. She let her screen die.
Give her a second. She'll be back.
There she
Thanks.
is.
Maybe it takes the Apple product for a minute.
There. Oh, I thought that was her talking. Never mind.
No, it takes that is her talking, but it takes Apple a minute to reconnect after the screen dies. They're really slow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Does anybody? Can anybody out there tell that we don't care for Apple much around here?
I love Apple.
Well,
Don't.
Well, look
the
who's talking,
adults
though.
in the room don't.
Well,
like
I
Apple.
never said I was an adult.
Yeah, the adults in the room aren't Apple fans. They're just too glitchy.
Dude, I haven't had one problem with my phone.
Just because you have the knowledge necessary to set it up right, average Joe doesn't.
Well, I can't argue.
Whereas
with that.
you don't have to set up the Samsung right; it just fucking works.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Apple
anyways.
is like the Fisher Price computer compared to.
And her
compared to
audio
our-
needs to turn her audio back to her microphone, because right now it's just not putting out anything.
Yeah, it's jumping around.
How about now?
There we go.
There you are.
Can you hear me now?
There we are. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Carol's gonna have some editing to do tonight.
Fuck it. Let it roll.
Screw it.
Yeah, we got to give him something to do.
All right.
I was-
So last time I heard, you said that you were a part-time mycologist, and what was the second half of that sentence?
Yeah, I was saying I was part-time mushroom farmer, but I'm a full-time trike farmer. So like if I was
nice.
actually growing the herbage, you know, it would be beneficial because then I could just give it to the herbage. Because apparently
Oh yeah.
there's like a balance there. It's a beneficial thing, just not in the hobby here.
Right?
I know tomatoes love the shit out of Trick.
One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Tomatoes. So okay, so maybe nightshades like it. That'd be cool. I could experiment with that a little bit.
All your Solanaceae. So like you've got your tomatoes, your potatoes, your peppers, all the Solanaceae. So they're all in the same family. They're all like basically just, you can take a potato and cut the top off and graft a tomato on top of it. It'll grow tomatoes up top, but potatoes down below.
French fries and ketchup plants.
Oh,
Yep.
that is fantastic. America.
They're all America. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that used to be a popular thing to buy in greenhouses for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But no, it works real well. I mean, it doesn't like produce a stellar amount of either one of them because they're fighting for the nutrition. That one's fighting to grow, one thing, and one's fighting to grow the other. You get a moderate amount of both.
Yep. If you have a small space, it's handy for growing.
Oh yeah. Or buckets. It grows great in buckets.
What, the bucket? What?
Yeah. Oh, hey guys! Last night, not only did I bag.
Discover you're a woman? No.
No, I've known that for a while. I just haven't come out yet. But thank you. I put tits in the fruiting.
I saw tits.
So not only tits, but then I also have my strain from Monstrosity. Got Light Bright and your Lizard King. I got all three of those fruiting last night.
Fuck yeah, that's gonna be epic grow.
Mm-hmm. They all came out fantastic.
My news isn't quite as good, but tonight I am going to put some spores on agar, and they are going to be some of the very first spores that Deadpool ever sent me.
Oh, which ones are those?
We have Texas Orange Cap.
Oh,
let me see what else we got here. Ghost.
Nice.
I'm looking through them as we talk. If you can't tell. Lizard King, which I already have on agar, but I'm going to put these ones on agar because they're different ones.
Nice.
And that one just has my name. What the hell is it? Oh, no, those aren't from Deadpool. Those aren't from
Somewhere
Deadpool.
I have my old journal, and my old journal has like where every spore that I've grown was from and found, like the history of it.
Right.
Like in what county and like, all that fun stuff like that.
Dude, I've got it on my phone. I call it my genealogy list.
I just found a spore print off the very first successful grow I ever did.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I'm putting that one on. It's just labeled Stropharia.
Oh.
That's
you
just
sent me, you took a couple prints because you sent me one of those.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. I was proud of it. It was my first successful grow, man. I had to send that to everybody.
Oh, and guess what I put the plate last night? Subtropicalis.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Damn it. Did anybody ever find that weird little green fucking psilocybin mushroom?
I've had a couple people tell me that they have it, and then when it comes time to trade or
can't find
rid of the genetics, they can't find it. So whatever.
Dude, that thing is so sweet. I mean, it's got to be hard to get out of Japan because Japan, like, they used to just have mushrooms at vending machines, and then some reason they went like straight, like super aggressive against it. But Japan used to be like the best place in the world to do freaking psychedelics
because all they're doing, like they have them and everything.
Don't quote me, but I have a couple of online friends in Japan. I should ask around. I'll see what I can
it grows in Japan. Like, it grows pretty much wherever that death forest is. The one where they go and like seppuku.
Oh yeah, where the people come in there, they don't come out.
It's a suicide forest.
Yeah, where everyone keeps killing everybody, get herself.
So it grows pretty much there. But it's a little bitty cool little green mushroom. And I'll put the picture as the picture for this podcast.
I'm thinking like eating one of those mushrooms is like eating a fucking crow, It's bad juju. You don't eat a crow.
I'm fucking down. I just want to grow them because they're adorable. They're freaking beautiful. They look like they're made out of modeling clay.
Listen, I think we all know already that I'm going to fucking grow the motherfuckers.
I want to see them. Those sound pretty.
They're cool as shit. Here, I'll send you.
They look like a tree, but they're in mushroom form.
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture. I gotta find it. I don't think we've ever even messaged each other.
Whew.
Yeah, we have. Okay. I'll send you a freaking picture. While you guys are talking, I'll send her a picture.
Nice.
Anyway, so now you're a full-time trach farmer. Let's see what else.
Somebody's got a holiday.
I just found.
So the first successful actual grow I did was in an agar dish. Like I didn't even get a chance to get it to green before.
Oh, it pinned
in the plate.
Yeah, it pinned on the plate and it sporulated. It was that blew my mind because I didn't know that was a possibility on an agar dish, But This was back in primitive times for me. Like I had a baby food jar and I drilled a hole in it and stuffed polyfill in it and the agar. Yeah. So it was probably getting way too much air and stuff that it didn't need also. So
yeah,
that's awesome. It still amazes me when I get plate pens. I just love it.
As soon as I see a plate pen, I put that motherfucker on another dish immediately because that thing's got some good ass fucking genetics.
Mm-hmm. It's nice when you get them, for sure.
What kind of library you got?
I wish
there,
I knew
Psycho?
that. I have maybe about a dozen or so strains. I've got some stuff on swabs, but I'm having a hard time germinating swabs.
Right.
I made up some different agar today with 5 grams of LME and 5 grams of agar.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you normally do your swabs? Do you just drag your swabs across the agar, or do you do a pedal method?
Yeah.
Or?
I've tried a couple different methods. The ones, believe it or not, that I've been most successful with is actually the ones that I kind of drag across the agar and then on the third dish or whatever, leave it dunked in, but not with the tip touching not with the wood tip touching the agar because I've had contaminants.
Right.
When I do that.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty much every time that damn wood touches the agar, it freaking grows nasty.
Right.
Somebody sent me 3 fucking swab sets. I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was a Choco Rojo, Steel Magnolia, and one other one. And I put these things on plates 3 days ago, and I looked at them last night, and the plates are covered in yeast. So whoever it is, whoever sent those to me, you know who you are. I'll find you.
but as far as swabs, I'm a cheap ass, right? So I like to take a really sharp pair of tweezers and flame them and then I just grab a little tuft of cotton and pull it off the tip of the
that's what
swab
I do
and
now.
stick it right on the agar. Then I can save that swab for later. It's like almost like a spore print. I can just use it over and over again.
Yeah, Deadpool taught me that, so I have done that in the last several that I've done, and I've only had like success with like 2 germinating out of like the 6
your
strains I
agar.
tried to germinate.
Your agar might be too thick, not thick, too hard. Put
I think you're right.
Put 1 gram less agar in your
make it a little more moist and
it'll
soft.
make it some moistage. And if you do the petals like I showed you, go ahead and like dip them in, like press them in when you put it on. It'll keep them moist and keep them from fucking up. But that's usually if you're having an issue and there's no germination, they're just looking for moisture and they're just not getting any from the plate.
There you go.
Well, I sent her the picture, but I didn't know if she could look at it because she's on her phone.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think if I do, it might mute me or I may lose you guys. So
when you're on the phone and you go ahead and you leave the app on the phone.
Oh, there it is on FAFOCult. That's nice.
Yeah, I threw it on there. Those things are fucking cool as shit looking. So they're growing on just like in the ground, but finally there's like wood buried that's like under there,
Yeah.
And then like deer poo piles and stuff. So we're around close to that. So I figured just, maybe like 50% dirt, 25% wood chips, 25% poo of some type. Would probably make a pretty decent.
Very interesting.
They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. Where do these grow natively? You said Japan?
Japan. Yep.
Oh, wow.
They're strong, reportedly, very strong little bastards.
Well, remember how long it took me to get that peyote strain? We'll get it eventually. Yeah. We just got to find it.
Do we know if they're a cubensis or are they like a pan?
Man, what the hell was their name?
They're psilocybin. They're a psilocybin mushroom, but they're not a cube. It was it started with a Z, didn't it?
Zaps?
Zapotek. Yeah. No.
Zapoteca.
It had a really fancy name. It's a porticorium or something.
Yeah, it started with a Z, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, hold on. I can just do a reverse image search and find the damn things.
Google's fucking with me right now.
Hey, look, I just want to Discord Toxic saying, are those zaps? Yep. So they started with yes.
Psilocybe zapotecorum?
That's what it is.
I think that's what those are.
Yeah, I'm looking at Discord right now. Toxic is asking if they were zaps.
Yeah, God, they're so cool.
But no, those come from Mexico, the Zapotecora.
You shut your damn mouth, talking to me.
According to Wikipedia, which is the be-all, end-all, of course.
Well, if it's on Wikipedia, it has to be true.
But I can't tell by the colors of the pictures. Sorry.
They're fucking green.
Terms like, well, I see a gray mushroom, so that's gotta be it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, they're green, dude. They're like trick green. They're real green.
They look just like mycelium. Now you guys got me teasing myself. Look at this. I'm just going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, they're blending in. I can't tell them apart. But they're just so cool. They're just so different looking. That it's just something that I've got to have because they're so different. Right? They're like my unicorn.
I want those ones that paralyze people too. I don't know why, but I want them.
Well, you never know. When the apocalypse happens, you're going to want to be able to...
Well, they don't do it to everybody. No. That's the weird part.
You need to get the bioluminescent mushrooms. Those are so cool. I want to make night lights in a jar. They're
really not that bright. Are you talking about the bioluminescent, like
the purple ones?
Trumpets? The trumpets?
They're actually the cubensis. They're cubensis that are fucking. They're photo. What's the word I'm looking for? They glow in the dark. Luminescent. Yeah, but yeah. No, there's
who the fuck made those?
I don't know.
Somebody had them made them because that wouldn't be. Yeah, I don't think those were natural. I mean, you can CRISPR anything. You can buy CRISPR kits online, so you can make glow in the dark cubes if you want to. I just don't think it's a good idea to let Deadpool do it.
Right?
Yeah. Next thing you know,
did you guys see
which one of you has call holding going on?
Oh no!
What?
Did you say cuck holding?
Call holding. You don't hear that beep, beep.
No, I don't hear anything.
I don't have a phone. I'm on the computer. So.
I'm on a computer.
Oh. One of y'all's got call holding.
Yeah, it could be a tumor.
Yeah, is your eye twitching when this is happening?
Tumor.
Is your eye twitching while you're hearing this shit?
Are you smelling burnt toast?
Yeah,
it's just a burnt toast.
Is that what that smell is?
Oh shit!
Right?
You guys.
So if anybody out there has spores of this Zappa,
The green son bitch.
I will hook you up like a motherfucker. Let me know.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll give you all sorts of random goodies. Damn.
I mean, I'm talking like 6 for 1. I'll let you pick the 6 you want. So, and I'll have quite the collection. All right. So, anyways. So, what kind of, how you growing anyways? Are you doing bags, tubs, both? Oh, wait. First off. You're outside grow.
Unmodified shoe boxes. Yes, my outside grow. Did you see that? That was fantastic.
Told you. Congratulations. You never give up on the mycelium because they always want to grow eventually.
That was one of the grows where the mycelium and the trick farmer were able to work in harmony and still produce something where everybody was happy in the end. And I'm actually on my second flush. It's working. It's repairing itself. The mycelium is like repairing itself, and it looks like it's gonna try to flush again.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, well, I still think it's a UV light because when you had that bag out there, even in the shade, the UV light, the trick can't take care of it. Or it can't handle it, so it dies out on top, which gives the mushroom a foothold on the top of the fucking thing. But underneath the surface, it's a big fucking fight. You know what I mean? So that's gonna make the mushrooms want to go ahead and fruit because they need to get their spores the hell out of there. But yeah, it's.
And they've moved really fast compared to like the same strain in the tub. By the time the pins set in and they actually came up and opened, it was like a 3-day period of time. Where inside it took like almost 5 days.
Oh yeah. Wow. Plus, the outside ones are always going to be denser. When you dehydrate them, you're gonna lose maybe 70% instead of the 90% that you normally do. The sunlight definitely helps with that. Not an indoor light.
Shorter too and like thicker.
They do absolutely. Yeah.
So that annoying noise was me the whole fucking time.
I know we all knew it was you because you're the only one that could hear it.
Yeah. But it's like beep, beep, and I was like, which one of you has call holding going on? No, it was my fucking headphones dying. Like they were like, you're at 20%. You better plug in. And so it took me, I was like, oh shit. I was like, problem solved.
No.
His headphones were crying for dear life. We're going to die, man.
Dude, the battery on them lasts so long I forget to charge them. Like it lasts like weeks. So I forget to charge it.
Have you anybody here use the glow in the dark mica?
No, but
there's glow in the dark mica.
Yeah, I ordered some yesterday. Yeah,
I've heard good things about it. I just have never tried it.
I ordered a couple jars of it last night just to give it a try.
You already know that Amazon uses me as its bitch on the daily. I do not need to add that to cart, man.
Well, you need to go ahead and let me try it first before. Yeah, because
make sure it doesn't have some weird chemical that's gonna inhibit mycelium or something.
Yeah,
or make it glow in the dark and eat sparkles and be fucking like unicorn mycelium.
Well, either way, I'm gonna grow it first. Whether it's a poison or a fucking unicorn.
God. Now I kind of want to CRISPR some cubes. Make glow with our cubes. It wouldn't be hard.
No.
Did you see that you can cross a cube with lichens from like the trees?
I saw that. Ultra was talking about that.
What?
Yeah.
Lichens are a collection of animals. They're not like one thing.
Well, no, they have like this harmonious relationship with each other because the mycelium can't normally do what the lichen does, and vice versa. So they work together to meet the end goal.
What kind of Jew crazy shit is that?
I don't know. It baffled.
It's
It
kind
blew
of
my
like
mind
trike.
too.
It's kind of like trike, they work together in nature to help the plants. Everybody gets what they want. It's just when we're sitting here working in a bag in a tub, and you give them both the exact environment they need to grow. Trike's just a stronger fucking animal in the fucking lab.
Oh my god! If only mycelium could grow as well as trike.
Right.
But here's my question: has anybody found anything that successfully kills it? Is it just the UV light? Is that it?
Squid ink.
Sure.
I'm trying that now. I'm trying that now. So I don't know if you're trolling the hell out of me or if you're fucking serious, but I fucked around. We're gonna find out, guys.
There you go.
No, it really works. Yeah, since everybody fucking let my goddamn secret out. But yeah, no, it really works. It really does work.
Well, I live in the middle of the woods. Apparently, when you live in the middle of the woods, there's trike all around you, like times 10.
It's everywhere.
It's like, yeah.
I'd be willing to say that in the developed world, it's probably the most common.
Leave your that and aspergillus, but leave your flow hood going all the time. I don't know why everybody turns the damn thing off. Just leave it running 24/7. Just have a pre-filter on it.
Make sure you got a nice pre-filter. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's constantly cleaning the air, man.
So I thought about buying one of those big, thick furnace filters from Roll King because they have different filters than what I can get online and at like your local Walmart and what have you.
Don't spend too much money on your pre-filter though, because you put that thing on there and all of a sudden you have too much backflow and you're not going to get what you need. So you need to play with it first.
You just need like a 10 or 11 or you don't need anything crazy for your pre-filter.
Yeah, just to get the big stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to do like a MERV 13 pre-filter because that's way too much. It's too much work on your fan. It's going to burn the fuck out.
Yep.
So, yeah. The next thing I'm going to build is I'm going to build a vertical flow hood.
Dude, I'm in the process of doing that right now. I actually
ready to get the fuck out of here and be back on the farm.
Yes. Yeah. I went backwards in time and built a steel air box.
Dude, that thing looks.
Yeah, well, your thing's fucking cool.
Fuck. That
thing it's some like alien space age shit. It's fucking cool as shit. It's what everybody wishes their steel air box looked like.
Right? And it's an incubator also.
For chickens?
No, that's right. You just mounted something on that thing.
I got one of those big 50-gallon aquarium reptile heaters, the adhesive kind. I just stuck it on the back wall and put the temperature probe inside of it.
Perfect.
77 degrees.
That works great.
Mm-hmm. Nice gentle heat. Works perfect.
Yeah, just try to keep that door closed.
Yeah. What door? Oh, I'm not in my mush lab right now. I'm in my mush camper. That's where my flow hood is, out in the camper. I gave up on that fucker. Till spring anyway.
Right. Well, that's another 4 months away.
Well, I've got a perfectly fine setup in my basement now.
Yep.
Is spring that far away for you northern people?
We got literally snowing right now.
Yeah, I had a blizzard yesterday.
Are you fucking kidding me? It was 80 degrees today. Like everything's green as hell.
Nah.
The town near me right now, so far for this season, has 86 inches of snow.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
he's like,
that's
Sparrow's
crazy.
Like I haven't seen that much snow my entire life.
No, when I was a kid, I grew up in Idaho. I used to see, it would sometimes like snow for a week and drop 10 fucking feet of snow. But it's like nowadays, though, it's like hard to imagine.
Yeah, I'm looking
when I was 9 or 10, it was cool because like school was out, right? But nowadays, I would just be one giant fucking apocalypse because I can't just call in and be like, yeah, YOLO, I'm not going to show up to work today because people might need rescuing and shit, and fuck the snow. Yeah, so.
Dude, I'm looking at my 10-day forecast right now, and it's snowing at least until next Wednesday, and my high is of 33. So
it's horrible. It's horrible. Spring is supposed to be here right now.
Well,
I think today was my highest. It's going to be like 72 to 76 all the rest of the week, with like 25% chance of sprinkles and nice big fluffy clouds with like 10 mile an hour breeze.
You get cupcakes in fucking Texas?
Yeah, happy ones.
I'm just hoping. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping we get a slow warm up, because if we get a fast one, we're gonna have floods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jesus, you've got. Is that thick, heavy snow? Because that stuff turns out to be like so many gallons per feet. They can calculate it, and it turns out to be like stupid amounts of water.
Yeah,
like stupid amounts of water.
But the even worse part is when it starts, it warms up a little bit, so it kind of melts, and then at night it freezes again. So we have 2 inches of nothing but ice rink everywhere. It's
nice. Yeah, thin the herd somehow.
And the local news had the snow removal guys on, and they said that they're running out of places to put snow. They don't have storage for it anymore, for off the streets.
Why would you want to store it? Why don't you just pile it up on random empty lots?
They do.
That's what they mean.
They're running out of empty lots.
There's no more empty lots to put the snow.
Okay,
we have Kmart's and Walmart's that at wintertime, half the parking lots are nothing but huge snowbanks that are about 30 feet tall. So when we run out of that stuff, basically they stop snow plowing, and it's like, all right, if you can get to work, you can get to work. And
and those big snowbanks stay until like June. They do not go away.
The best part is the kids go there as the snow melts, because they're gonna find like $30-$40, because as they're fucking snow plowing and putting everything in there, anything that was caught in there, it's like $30-$40 in each one of those snowbanks. I remember doing that when I was a kid.
I find money in Walmart parking lots all the time. Nobody ever looks down anymore. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Yeah, they're busy on their phones.
Because they're on their phones.
Probably.
Yeah, they're just staring at their screen. They're not looking past the screen.
I like watching people walk into walls.
Yeah, I saw somebody walking into a sign at a fucking Walmart the other day. They're walking, go leaving their car, pull up their phone, head first, right into the fucking sign. Ding! And then looking around, I'm waving at them. Yeah, I saw that shit.
Oh, man. When I was in my 20s, I was on a base, and I was drunk, and the base cops were chasing me. I ran head first into a stop sign, just full bore. The cop let me go. He was laughing so hard. He's like, "No, just go."
He's like, "You've been punished enough." Yeah. There was I walked into these houses. So the houses here, some of them are built kind of more like Mexican houses, like from Mexico, where they're real short roofs. Like, so I'm a tall guy.
A stucco build?
Kind of, but even though they're stick-built houses, they might only have like a 6'6" roof on the inside.
Right.
So, like, if they have, but a lot of these people are really, really short. Like, they're like deep
Mexican
Mexico.
Americans.
Mexico.
I've been in a house like that in Florida that was built by Mexican.
Yeah, so they're like the tallest guy in the family might be 5'2", right? Mm-hmm. So that's normal height distance for them. You know, like they want to be able to like clean their ceilings. If they're 8 foot tall, there's 4 foot of house they're not using, right?
Right.
So it's easier for them to heat and cool and everything if the house is squattier. Well, for me, it's a fucking nightmare because I walk into these houses and have to like dodge ceiling fans that are like literally chin high.
Right? Yes, right? I have been there. I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain.
One time we walked into this house, this lady was a diabetic and had passed out, and so we're like kid who was like 5 or 6 had called 911, and so I walked into this house and I was so focused on the lady who had fallen down. I walked into a ceiling fan that was going full fucking speed, and it cracked me right across the bridge of my fucking nose, and it was just like a blinding fucking pain.
And then there's the instant rage that you have to let subside.
Oh, man,
down.
That edge just, I mean, it didn't cut the skin or anything, but my whole bridge of my nose and like my eyes were like purple. Wow. It was like cracked the cartilage on the top of my nose. Right. It was just the most instant blinding pain. And I was like, I'm like falling down the ground. My partner's like, because there's a big old whack. My partner's like, what? Are you shot? Let's go. And trying to drag me out the door. I'm like, ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Ceiling fan.
It's not a sniper.
Yeah. My partner's trying to grab me by the back of my fucking shirt, drag me out the door, thinking that we got shot because we get ambushed pretty on the regular. And we have some crazy guy jump out behind, with a knife or suicidal or try to hit you with a shovel or stab you with a pitchfork or something.
Wow.
We're already on the regular.
You don't get paid enough.
And so, we try to let the cops go in first, but there's just not enough of them, and everybody hates cops for some fucking reason. And I'm like, no, I really don't have a problem with them because I work with them all the time. But anyway, so we have instant we're always on alert, looking for dogs, dog sounds, dog noises, and it was just whack, and it was so loud. It was it sounded like somebody shot you like a 22. I was like, I feel like it.
Right? How tall are you again?
I'm 6'6".
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense then.
Yeah. I'm tall.
I'm used to being the tallest guy around, and how am I the shortest motherfucker in our group? I'm only 6'1".
Well, you are, aren't you? I'm 6'3". So
yeah, you guys are all like, "Oh, you little fella."
That's okay, little fella.
It's all right, little buddy. And I'm 6'1", and I'm fucking, and I'm towering above all my friends around here. And
how's the weather down there?
Yeah, I talked to all my real friends on here, and you're all guys like, "Oh, little midgets." It's like a dwarf among midgets.
No, 6'6" is tall anywhere you go. I mean, that's pretty tall.
I didn't start growing until later in life, and then I just didn't stop.
Either. I was 5'1" in 9th grade.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
I was 5'2" when I was freaking 16 years old, and then just one day just went bloop. In the military, I just grew.
Same here.
Yeah, I think it was just finally.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with the shots that you got in fucking boot camp.
Right. It had to do with. I think personally, it had to do with actually getting real nutrition. Food.
Right. Oh,
could be
regular fucking food.
Meals, not having to fight cats for your dinner.
Yeah, wolverines and badgers and shit out there.
You don't have to fight bears, dude. At least you don't have to fight bears.
Not with a hockey stick. That's intense. I'm not sure if I would even fight that stupid bear. I'd have been pop out the door with a suppressed 300 blackout, and pop the damn thing in the head, and be like, "Oh, he died of a stroke. He had a stroke."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as soon as you get rid of the bears, then other shit starts moving in, and they're even more of a pain in the ass than the bears. So it's.
What's your scale? How is bear not the top of the pain in the ass?
Well,
giant apex predator. They can
moose. You have mountain lions. You have
moose.
Wolf.
Moose are the worst.
Well, we don't have moose around here, but
mountain lions are pets in Texas. People have, because you can have exotic anything you fucking want in Texas, right? Mountain lions are surprisingly pretty popular to have as pets. You can walk into people's house and they have pet mountain lions sitting on the sofa. And mountain lions make good pets because you can go.
You look at them and they say, "I want to go fast."
No,
dude, they're
really, really lazy. They just sit there.
We've got one of these animals around here. Have you ever heard of it? I think it's a lesser cat. A lesser cat?
What did you fucking call me?
A lesser cat.
Who to what?
There's a fisher cat.
Fisher cat, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking it's got a huge fluffy it's like a fucking big raccoon with a huge long fluffy tail around here. And when it's in the woods at night, it sounds like a crying baby. It's the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
Oh no!
I'll be sitting in my jacuzzi, and all of a sudden hear, and I'm like, yeah, there it is. But
that's a goddamn skinwalker. That's what that fucking is. Fuck that shit. Not going out there. Nope.
But when they attack one of the animals, it bit my dog once because my dog chased after one. They leave this fucking perfectly round hole where they bite the animal. It's the weirdest fucking thing. It looks like somebody just fucking took.
Are you fucking sure you don't have some sort of demon critter?
Right?
Because this doesn't sound like a real animal.
The Mothman or something. Chupacabra.
I don't need to lie because my life is that fucked up. Okay.
Wow.
If I start a crying baby raccoon cat that fucking cuts perfect circles at fucking animals.
Just like a cookie cutter shark, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The land-based crying baby cookie cutter shark raccoon cat. Yeah.
You laugh.
It sounds terrifying. Fuck your part of the country. Keep it up there.
Wow. Yeah.
It's crazy.
We just have well, they're on the green belt here in the city. There's a lot of wild hogs and sometimes you get javelinas. Javelina don't play. Javelina will fuck you up. Like, they're mean. They make this big, crazy popping noise with their teeth. Well, it sounds like those little, like pulling a plunger off the fucking floor. Like, pop, pop, pop. And that's them just opening and closing their mouth real fast. They're not actually a pig. They're more closely related to rodents, but they're the size of a fucking pig.
So it's like a fucking big-ass guinea pig?
Well, you've seen a javelina, right? They're like narrow pigs. They're tall, narrow pigs, and with crazy-ass teeth. And they'll chase your ass down. They hate dogs, so they'll chase dogs down and kill them. But if you're walking your dog, they'll chase you down, too, and just cut you open from all the way from your ankle to your freaking guts. Because they got crazy, crazy teeth. You have to kind of be careful of those guys, but they smell so bad that people call them like skunk pigs and things like that. Because they smell so bad that you can usually know that you're getting close.
You know they're around.
Yeah, they don't usually surprise them. Yeah, they're pretty smelly. Like, but they're fun to hunt. I mean, you kind of hunt them from.
Well, anything's fun to hunt.
Yeah. Right.
Murder boner.
Just take a sharpened stick.
Yeah.
That would be a bad idea. Their skin's pretty tough, brother. They're not like they got tougher skin than pigs do. Javelina don't play. The feral hogs, at this point, everybody's so habituated to them in Texas that kids will just like throw a soccer ball at them if they're on the field, just to get them run away. But I've never really had a big problem with the feral hogs. I always carry a pistol. I've shot them with a 9mm successfully and killed them. While I was out, we were out hiking, and my dog, my little fat ass rat terrier, who still thinks she's 17 fucking years old and still thinks that she's a spry little freaking puppy, and so she was like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna go take out that 300-pound fucking boar for you, Dad. Don't fucking worry about it. I got this shit." So she'll run up to him and just fucking and just bite him on the fucking ass, and then realize she made a terrible mistake, and so she makes a beeline back for me. And I'm like,
"Yeah, hold me back, hold me back."
Yeah. Right. So I've shot them before, and they died pretty fine with a 9mm. If you're just
good shot.
Nah. Yeah, that's why they come with 17-round magazines. You just pull the trigger until the threat stops.
Yeah.
But
that's what's called stopping power where you come from.
Yeah.
So is morel season coming your guys' way yet? I know me and Dad
don't have those.
Oh.
Yeah, sucks to be you guys.
No, we don't have morels. We have trumpets and the Herculaneum, like the all of the bearded stuff. We have all that, like nice. Bear's tooth, and
I'm saving up to get me some morel hunting supplies.
Dude, you got to make sure you get that one thing on your phone. You stare at it for 30 seconds. Kind of looks like the hive of a beehive, a frame. And after you're done looking at that and you look around, the morels pop out like it's insane. It's crazy.
Oh, I found some things called fungi. They're mushroom hunting glasses, and they make the morels look white while you're walking through the woods.
What?
Yes, they're supposed to be. They help you find antlers and morels. And then there's a 395 nanometer ultraviolet blacklight. You can take that out in the woods, and the morels glow when you shine them on it at night.
What?
Get the fuck?
Wow, I didn't know that.
You're going high tech. I'm a
high tech redneck. I'm going for it, man.
I would just take like a bunch of kids out there and be like, "Y'all store close to the ground. Go look. This is what we're looking for."
I'm not gonna lie. I've been into mycology and mushrooms for 20 years. Because I started out years ago. I actually worked at a mushroom farm, a big production one. Where they grow like pizza mushrooms and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been interested in them for years. I've been looking up here for 5 years straight trying to find morels, and last year was the first year I found them. Damn. So now I already got a spot. But
so now you go back there every year. You're good.
Yeah.
We have wild onions and wild garlic here that people treat like they're gold.
But I'm going to use this high-tech stuff, and I'm going to start looking all over for them.
at the Asian market. They had dried morels. Can you clone them and
you should be able to, yes.
them?
Reproduce might be tough, but you can clone them.
No, it's easy. Remember the bucket tech with the fucking buttermilk and shred them up and mix it?
Oh, yeah, outdoors.
Water around. Yeah, outdoors, easy.
If you do it inside, you have to be able to use your fridge. It needs to cool down. And what you have to do is you have to put that inside another container, and you have to put the food source next to where the mycelium is. What happens is the mycelium will leave what you buried. It'll go over to where the food is, work its way up to the surface, eat the food, and then transfer it all the way back to the bag on the other side of that container, and then it'll fruit right there. But it won't fruit where you had the food. There has to be two separate locations.
Okay, so the way that I've seen it work is you make your substrate so you have a woody base substrate, and you're going to mix that up in the bottom of a container, and then the top. So like I've seen people use like table bussing pans.
Yeah,
like the big plastic tubs that are open on the top. Just a big plastic table bussing tub, and about half of it is filled with the wood substrate that they mix their grain spawn in. And then they put dirt on top of that, just fucking dirt. And they plant like winter wheat on top of that, or ryegrass seed. I've seen a whole bunch of different shit. And so they pop the whole fucking thing. They put some like plastic wrap over the top of it, pop the whole fucking thing in refrigerators, and leave that damn shit in there for like 4 or 5 months. Then they take it out and put it into a refrigerator set to like 48 to 50 degrees, and have some little lights, some LED lights in there so the grass will start growing. And once the grass gets up about 3 or 4 inches, the morels start growing. And that's how I've seen them do it, and that's how they're doing it currently on what's becoming these commercial greenhouse type morel farms.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that's the only tech I know. I didn't know that the morel will grow legs and walk across, the desert to go find food, and then
it's awesome.
back. But that's all I've seen is it just have 2-layer substrate, but they need to have the mycorrhizal relationship with something in order to fruit, and they're getting really good success. So out of one of those tubs, they're getting a pound or so of freaking morels over a period of time.
And then they're breeding. What I saw they can breed them the same way we do. You can breed them to get huge morels, or you can breed them to have a flush of morels. So
there's the morel 257. I think is the current production strain. Is like strain 257, and it's supposed to be the one that's the most forgiving in cultures, like being able to grow it like that in the refrigerator. But for the longest time, that was supposed to be like some great secret. But I read it on a freaking forum. I didn't believe the guy because it was somebody who got fired from a company that was trying to figure that shit out. So he was like, fuck it, I'm going to go tell everybody how we do it. And I didn't believe him. And then he posted pictures, and I was like, that's really smart.
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of experimenting with them this summer. So I'll try every way.
You guys got cool enough area that I would just, you could probably just do it all outside.
Oh, I'm going to do that too, but I'm going to do outside and inside. I'm going to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'll just buy a Craigslist refrigerator.
And I'm not going to be hiding the information from anybody. So.
But now it's pretty public information.
But hopefully Big Mushroom doesn't come after me for saying that if I figure him out.
Yeah.
Big Mushroom.
So you were saying that you were working on a mushroom farm. Those were those white button mushrooms.
Yep.
Right?
The farm I worked at grew white buttons, portobellos, enoki, pretty much all of the gourmets. But the gourmets were grown on satellite farms, and they were brought into
the button mushrooms and portobellos the same fucking thing? And then
cremini and portobello are the same. The miniature browns.
But then I thought that
I guess technically the button is a leucistic or a albino version of them too. So yeah, you're right. They are all the same.
I thought it was all fucking same, and the button mushrooms were just the little white fuckers were when they first came up, and they were basically the pins. And then the creminis were when they were half fucking grown, and then the goddamn portobellos were when they were full grown. They're all the same shit.
The white buttons are the albino version of the cremini and the portobello. They're just a variety, I guess you'd call it.
So is there a portobello, an albino portobello? I've never seen those.
That would be a white
button.
Nobody
wants to eat that shit.
You mean a full-grown button that actually opened up?
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody take one that far.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, because nobody wants to eat a giant slab of white that doesn't look like anything. Like you can't. The reason that people like the portobello is you could grill them and use them as a meat substitute. You're just gonna bite into a giant fucking flabby white thing.
It would probably taste about the same.
It's gonna say if it's just an albino, it's gonna taste the same. But I'm saying
people,
you put them in
visually.
Yeah, I guess if you want to say visually.
You eat with your eyes first, they say.
Yeah.
What if you're blind or colorblind? Trim doesn't know what he's eating. Trim doesn't know what color his food is.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I think blind people can pretty much make up for it by feeling and the sense of smell.
What? It's a what? So it's all right. I don't know what that might be.
Like feeling their food, they can feel the texture and stuff like that before they eat it, and it smells.
You can feel if something's leucistic.
No,
but they can be like, "This feels gross."
Do I need to give
that's shiitakes for me?
Shiitakes feel gross.
They're gross to me. I can't do it. I try. I want to grow them. I just don't think I can eat them. They skew me out.
Great.
Sell them.
God, they're so good in like soup bases and stuff.
I will tell you that shiitakes stink when they're sliced. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, that's what skeeves me out. I can't get past the smell and the texture.
Oh.
Like they're like a sponge. They soak up whatever you cook them in.
Whenever I worked at the mushroom factory, they bring the shiitakes in off the trucks to slice them. I could not go in that room while they were slicing them. It was horrible.
They really do stink.
I like them in
but they do taste good.
Ramen and stuff like that, dude.
Yeah, once you cook them, they're very tasty. But yeah, I understand your aversion to the smell. Yep.
I went to the Asian market and I bought 4 different kinds of fresh mushrooms with the intent just to try to clone them all.
I saw that. How many did you get to go yet?
Yeah.
How many did you got?
I got some anakis and some king oysters and the beach mushrooms.
Yeah, they're very easy to clone.
Yeah, wine cap.
I just got wine cap
from the inside.
I think chestnuts are fascinating looking ones too. I just love their look.
They're cool. They're so cool looking. I have not had massive success with them. They've been a hit and miss for me. The ones that I think that are probably the easiest set and forget shit is fucking enoki. People grow them in 20-ounce Coke bottles. They're fucking stupidly easy to grow. Just some straw and some dark, and that's pretty much it. You're done. So
there's been a lot of issues with enokis getting contaminated lately. Yeah, I don't know what they're getting in them, but I'm sure that has something to do with the way they're processed, most likely.
Probably. Yeah. But a lot of these Asian stores have a local buyer, especially a local grower store. If you see the stuff in the Asian store that just looks like it's been hand wrapped, that stuff did not come from somewhere far. It came from someone in town.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't mind. I buy a lot of vegetables and stuff from the Asian stores.
We don't have those here.
I love those little stores. They're my favorite stores to go and shop in.
I honestly could not tell you where the nearest one was to me. Sucks living in the boonies.
And they have agar. It's amazing. They have all the good things.
I want one of those big ass fly shields that Fear's always talking about.
Oh yeah, the big fucking the drink.
You can buy them on Amazon. They're only $10 on Amazon.
Are they?
Yeah, they're cheap.
Fuck that. Just use a fucking screen out of your window.
That's what I use now. But it's
just really convenient to have something that's bigger than the 55-gallon drum barrel. So, one of me and John's hobbies involves making alcohol. And so it's really nice to have something that's bigger than the 55-gallon drum barrel. So you can just set it on there and drain all your liquid back into the 55-gallon drum barrel. Yeah. Super nice to have that.
Wait, so talking about alcohol, because I feel like I had this conversation with Deadpool. What about silly wine, psilocybin, the mead style? So you're making it with you're making it with the blue honey. So do you make the blue honey first and then ferment it Or do you get away with making a mead base and then adding the silly mushroom?
Honestly, I would
flavor?
probably just I'd probably just ferment it all fucking together like at once.
I was gonna say I would do the mead, make the mead silly, make obviously blue honey, and then make the mead like that, because at that point in time, I'm assuming the fermentation the same way as making a tincture. You know, even with the alcohol is not going to kill the psilocybin. It's still going to be there. So people keep telling me it's going to kill the psilocybin. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure, because this year is going to be my first time trying.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's water. It's water and alcohol soluble. So that's how you get all of it out from. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
for wash it in water, then wash it in alcohol.
Yeah.
But,
if you freeze dry them, do they retain more alkaloids if you freeze dry the mushrooms? I heard you guys talking about them being puffy.
The freeze dried mushrooms that I have freeze dried have been stupidly fucking potent, but they're fluffy as fuck because it causes all the cells to explode. So they work really, really, really well in like
cooking,
active cookies, cooking, stuff like that, making candies, making chocolates and stuff, because they rehydrate to nothing. Because they're not gritty, because the cells aren't there to be gritty, you know, like they get the grit when you dehydrate them. So they just they go to nothing. Like a quart jar of mushrooms will, with a couple tablespoons of freaking water, turns to just a couple of tablespoons of black ink looking shit. So
that's the whole problem is when you're eating the psilocybin with the mushrooms, the actual cell walls are the problem, because they're made out of chitin, which is basically crab shells, and your body doesn't have the ability to digest through the cells. Right? Well, kind of. There's a lot of it gives you an issue with it, but you can't break it. You don't have it in your system long enough to get all that psilocybin out. So I'm thinking that when Farrell does his fucking freeze drying, busts up in all those cells, it's basically just free flowing out of everyone as soon as you add a little bit of water back.
It gets really fucking intense super fast.
Yeah, that would be great for tinctures too.
Anybody that's had a danger cookie that I fucking made knows that they are dangerous. Like they hit you like a goddamn ton of bricks in the face. But and it's all it is just the danger cookie is just whipped cream and a mix, just the dry mix of a pudding, like instant pudding, mixed with whipped cream. And that's it. And sometimes if it's not sweet enough, I'll add a little bit of sweetener to it. But that's it. And then I just mix in however much, I do the math and figure out like how many milligrams and stuff like that I want. And then I take that, which usually is a ridiculous amount if it's freeze-dried, because freeze-dried is so fucking fluffy. They're like, hey, I want to make these 10-gram, things, and it's a pint jar of fucking fluffy-ass, stuff for 10 grams. And you just dump it in there and I mix it up, and I just pipe it onto just with either a piping bag or just a Ziploc bag, and just pipe it to make little cookie shapes and then pop it in the freeze dryer. And now once it's freeze dried and everything, freeze dried stuff doesn't last that long. Well, it doesn't last that long because you guys, the cell walls are all exploded, so all the psilocin and psilocybin is exposed to the air, and they can then
oxidize.
What's the word for it? Oxidize.
Oxidation, yeah.
But once the freeze drying happens in a fucking pure vacuum, it's not going anywhere, guys. It's not going anywhere. It's like 100 millibars, where pure vacuum is 0 millibars, and atmospheric is 2,500 millibars. So it's as close to goddamn space as you can get, and negative 40 freaking degrees. Well, as soon as it's done, the machine beeps at you, sends you a text to your phone. You just go open the damn thing, take them out, and put them in vacuum sealed pouches. And now they last forever. I have some freaking cookies I just gave away to a buddy of mine who's, unfortunately, is a real good guy, but his son died. And him and his wife have been going through a lot of really, really depressing shit. And so they were like, hey, we kind of want to try to, it's been a year or so, and we kind of wanted to reset our brains. I was like, I got the thing for you, buddy.
I got you, fam.
So
I got the medicine here.
Yeah, so they did they split a danger cookie, which is supposed to be 3.34 grams per cookie. It's about the same size as an Oreo, and it fucked them up. And they were like, "That was great." And you got any more? I was like, "Yeah, here, go ahead, have some more." But I just gave them, some that were like, 18 months old, 19 months old, 20 months old. And they're just as strong as the day that they came out of the freaking freeze dryer because you store shit properly. Store it away from the freaking sunlight, store it in a vacuum, and to keep it dry. And it will last forever and ever and ever. Everybody always stores shit in a fucking baggie, like some leaking ass single wall freaking Ziploc baggie in the back of a drawer somewhere. It just slowly rehydrates
and rots.
I use a greasy McDonald's paper sack.
Yeah, you can do that too, right? Like just add a little flavoring to it. But no, store stuff in a vacuum. If you guys, almost everybody nowadays has a vacuum sealer, right? Get the little hose attachment that goes in that bitch with a jar lid top and fucking just pull a vacuum real quick on stuff before you put it away.
I love my vacuum sealer for that. I vacuum seal everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gerbils, hamsters, crickets, they all fucking...
neighbors. Yeah.
When I'm bored, I'll throw handfuls of marshmallows in there and watch them swell up. It's fun.
They become huge.
Yeah.
But you've also got to be careful when you play. So there is a big learning curve with the freeze dryer. The freeze, don't get me wrong, love the freeze dryer to death. But like if you put saltwater taffy in there,
all the things.
Yeah, I went through this period of time where we were like, will it freeze dry? And we're making freeze dry candy.
I remember seeing the pictures. You had a shelf. Each shelf had a different kind of fucking sliced of fruit.
Yeah,
everything.
It was fucking great. Well, you put saltwater taffy on there, and the little saltwater taffies. Online, I saw, these saltwater taffies will just turn into little balls that are about the same size as a golf ball. It'll be cool. Fuck, I don't know where they got their saltwater taffy. Our saltwater taffy turned into like goddamn softball-sized monstrosities that got sticky and just expanded to fill up the entire freeze dryer. And like we're there, like later on, chipping out fucking like freeze-dried candy, the inside of stainless steel drum. It was miserable. And eggs. You can't whip eggs. Like, eggs freeze dry like a motherfucker, right? Like, they turn out great. And once eggs are freeze dried, they last forever. And it's 1-to-1. So, like, 1 teaspoon of freaking egg, 1 teaspoon of water makes 1 egg, right? It's really fucking easy to make, and it lasts forever and ever. And 144 dozen eggs fits in a 5-gallon bucket.
Damn.
So, that's a fuckload of eggs. So, anyway, we freeze dried a lot of eggs. Well, the first batch we did, we'd read that if you're going to go ahead and you're going to dehydrate eggs, that you will just crack them all in your blender, blend them all up real quick, and then pour them on the trays and then put them in there. Yeah, that's for if you're going to dehydrate them with a dehydrator, not if you're going to freeze dry them, because now you've just added a bunch of oxygen to the freaking eggs, which are thick and viscous, right? So the first time we did eggs, they expanded like fucking marshmallows in a vacuum and filled up the entire freeze dryer. Like the one solid block of fucking styrofoam egg. It was so miserable to try to get that out. Because all that water forms on the inside of the drum. That's how the drum works, right? The freeze dryer works is the drum itself gets super cold, and then the trays heat up super slowly. And so the water vapor, whatever you're freeze drying, goes from being a solid to a gas without going through a liquid state. And it forms up an ice wall on the inside of the drum. It has to go somewhere, right? And then so when your freeze dryer is done, you pull all your trays out. They're perfectly freaking cracker crispy dry, and they last forever. But then you have to do a defrost cycle, and all that liquid that's on the inside of the drum goes down a little drain in the back. You push the dry button. It heats up automatically. It's totally automated. You give it a spray of rubbing alcohol, wipe down the inside of the drum, and you reset. The whole reset process takes just a couple seconds, and you're good to go. But now you've got styrofoam eggs that have just filled up the entire drum inside the drum. It's a big drum. It's like the size of a small household dryer, but now it's a solid block of styrofoam egg. And as it slowly rehydrates, it just turns to slime again. But the slime now is like a super foam, It's not going to go back to foam. It's going to go back. It's going to become like super foam. It was like trying to clear out, imagine if you filled the entire part of the drum full of really cheap shaving cream and tried to get it out. It was fucking miserable.
Dude, it just sounds like sensory hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was funny because like you go to bed, you lovingly press the start button, and then you go to bed. And you figure tomorrow morning I'm gonna have something cool. You wake up tomorrow morning, and it's just a fucking nightmare. You're like, oh shit. But like so many things work so well. Like I used to, when people would order like substrate and grain and stuff from me way back in the day when I was selling all that stuff before Deadpool took it over, I would send them like, hey, here's some freeze-dried Skittles, or here's some freeze-dried apple slices or pear slices or whatever. And it's just to get rid of it so I could make some more, right? Because we were running out of places to store space. Yeah, because we were just like freeze-dried Bit-O honey. Like, remember the Bit-O honey? Like the little Bit-O honey candies? You freeze-dry them, they turn like packing peanuts, but they get like the size of a hot dog. And it's just like, it's really cool to eat. Like to eat it, it's like snap, and then it just like dissolves like cotton candy in your mouth to back to being a chewy thing.
Kind of like one of those circus peanuts.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. It's great, man. They're great. They're like the best thing in the world. You can eat a whole shitload of them. And Whoppers do really cool stuff too.
I've heard Skittles are good freeze-dried too.
Oh yeah, but only certain types of Skittles. A new type of Skittles with all the weird like tropical flavors and stuff don't really do that well. The old type, because they've changed it to where they have artificial sweeteners instead of the regular sugar. And the artificial sweeteners don't make that nougat stuff in the middle right, so that it doesn't expand enough to crack the shell. They just turn rock hard. They don't really get fluffy. But
gotcha.
I can talk about freeze dryers all day. I don't mean to hijack the thing. They're just, it's a lot of fun. If you're going to store stuff, so like when we have like our lion's mane and stuff like that, I freeze dry that shit and put it in capsules. Because lion's mane doesn't become fucking fluffy. Like, I don't know why, it just doesn't become fluffy. It just stays the same as it would be if it was put through the regular dehydrator.
Right.
But it doesn't become fluffy, but it's really cool because I think it breaks all the cell walls open and makes it more active and more biologically available.
Right.
Make sense? So, steak, on the other hand, it doesn't break up meat. Like, meat doesn't turn to mush when it's freeze-dried. So,
it doesn't have the water for the ice crystals, because that's the only reason that happens, because the ice crystals destroy the cell walls.
So we would buy steaks at the store when they were on sale, or like just when we butchered a cow and we had like some lean steak. You don't want to freeze dry fat. It doesn't freeze dry well. But just like a lean steak, and so we take these steaks and we'd cut them up and then freeze dry them. If you do freeze dry like a ribeye or something like that with fat on it, it's only good for about 2 years. If you freeze dry something that is a lean meat, it's good for 20 plus years. Okay, so if you do, so like you could take your ribeyes and freeze dry the bastards, and then go on your hiking trip, and now instead of taking like 1 pound a piece ribeyes, they only weigh like 2 ounces, right? The freeze dried they look exactly like they would put going in, but now they only weigh 2 ounces with a styrofoam like consistency. Well, you just rehydrate them in water, like put them in a baggie, add a little water to them, and come back in 10 minutes, and they're back to being steak. You can grill them, you can fucking do everything with them like you would with steak. We found that if we freeze dry the steaks and then rehydrate them with butter, like
it sucks into butter.
Yeah. Instead of rehydrating them with fucking water, you rehydrate them with like clarified butter or like a garlic butter. It's mind blowing. It's mind fucking blowing.
Wait, how about what happens if you freeze dry a dehydrated?
They're gonna get nothing really.
Same thing.
It's not gonna. No, it's just gonna pull whatever residual moisture is out of it. But I mean, there's always some moisture in it.
But I'm thinking that if you did that with the mushrooms, and then freeze dry them after you dehydrated them,
so they weren't so fluffy.
They might not be as fluffy because the cell walls are already going to be.
The cell walls are going to be already shrunk and turned real hard by the dehydrating process. And that's why they become like gritty. I think you'd have to dehydrate them 50% of the way to where they're still flexible, and then freeze dry them. But if you dehydrate them all the way to the cracker dry, there's nothing to pull out of them really, and they're not going to be able to. The cell walls aren't going to be expand enough during the whole vacuum process
Right.
by having the moisture inside of them to be able to crack them to pull them out. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
like tomatoes are really, really cool. When you freeze dry a tomato, it looks like a tomato, but then if you add water to it, it just literally goes to fucking tomato sauce.
It turns into ketchup immediately?
Yeah, immediately. You can take a perfectly round tomato, throw it in the freeze dryer, poke a couple holes in the skin, of course, let the gas out, and then freeze dry the thing, and then just pour a spoonful of water over it, and it just melts like cotton candy.
Crazy.
Because there's not really any cell walls in a tomato, right? Like, they're all very liquidy.
Yeah, they're liquid to begin with. Barely held together.
But, yeah, corn is really, really great freeze-dried. Like, you just buy cans of corn. Like, we go hunting or hiking and stuff, we freeze-dry whatever we want to cook for that night. Like, we just make our own meals. Instead of taking, like, a big cooler full. The cooler's for beer, all right? I'm not fucking wasting meat and food and stuff in the damn cooler. It's for alcohol. Like, let's be serious here. So, it's for drinks and alcohol. And we go out camping and hiking and fishing and stuff. We just freeze dry all of our meals real quick and then take them with us. And it's just like with stuff we cook at the house, where you can make pasta or cook in big amounts. Like, let's say you make a big stew. You have these big, deep trays. You just fill up the trays. It has 10 trays. Fill up all your trays. It holds maybe 12 gallons or so of food. And the trays, pop your trays in there, hit go. Now you have 12 gallons of stew ready to go. You just got to add water to it till you like it. Like, add hot water to it, boiling water, and it's good to go. I mean, it goes right back to being the same stew that it was before you took the water out. Nice. So pasta really works really well. Really, really, really well.
Fresh pasta, obviously.
No, it doesn't matter. Any type of pasta. So you make your pasta, like make your lasagna, like you would cook it just normally, and then just cut it in squares, put the squares on the freaking thing, the trays, dehydrate the squares. Then you just take the squares, put them in a Mylar bag, throw in an oxygen absorber. 25 years later, open that freaking Mylar bag up, pull the oxygen absorber out, throw in some little bit of hot water, and seal it back up, and it turns back into lasagna you made that day.
Apocalypse lasagna. I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, it works so well.
It's like an MRE.
Right?
Yeah, well, no, MREs suck ass. Like, it's way better. It tastes exactly like whatever you cook.
It's an upscale MRE.
Right?
Yeah, really, really upscale MRE.
MRE for
What about ice cream? That's like the original Spaceman food, right? Like the ice cream bars and stuff.
One of the first things that people do when they get their freeze dryer is they start doing candy and ice cream, because you can recoup the cost of your freeze dryer in about 3 months if you just make candy and ice cream and sell it to people online, or like Etsy or like Facebook or stuff like that, because most of that's covered under the cottage industry laws, which means that you, in Texas anyway, which means that you can sell it whatever. It doesn't have to do anything to it. You just pop it in your own little bags and your own little marketing shit on it, throw a sticker on it, and sell it. And we did that, and we recouped the cost of all of our freeze dryers in just like 3 months. And
what about
then we stopped doing candy. Really not that bad. The big freeze dryer is about like doing a load of laundry. The medium freeze dryer, which I use for random experiments because it's faster. It doesn't have as big of a volume to draw down a vacuum and stuff on. The big freeze dryer takes about 24 to 36 hours to run a load. But you're looking
It's a huge load, though. That's what she said.
Yeah, it is a big load. It's a lot of food. You're running 12 to 14 pounds of food in it at a time, right? So, but in the medium, you can run 5 to 7 pounds, but you don't have to use that whole space. I could throw in a pound or two of something that I want to experiment with. Like, hey, will it freeze dry? Let's try it. So right now is wild onion and wild garlic season here in Texas. And so you got to be kind of careful. You got to know what you're looking for, because you can get lily of the valley and fucking kill the shit out of yourself. But if you dig it up and it has a little bulb and it looks like onion and it looks like garlic and you smell it and it doesn't have a fucking smell, it's lily of the valley. It will kill the shit out of you. If it smells like the strongest fucking onion or the strongest garlic you've ever smelled in your entire life, it's edible. Eat it. So I'll freeze dry. I'll pick a laundry basket full of those bastards and just freeze dry then rinse them off real good and then freeze dry the whole damn thing. And then I'll take them and then I'll just break them up and like put them in, a gallon jar and use that as like chives, for the whole year.
Nice.
But yeah, and so right now is that season, and so I'll run. Will it freeze dry? And put a small batch of stuff. We've done one thing. My wife's been doing is she's been freeze drying people's flower bouquets, like for their weddings.
Oh, wedding shit.
Yeah, so people go to the wedding and they want to like preserve their bouquet or like their corsage from like some dance or something. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, she'll charges them. I don't know how much, but she charges them a bunch of fucking money. But they bring the little flowers over, and then she arranges them like they would be, like according to the picture or whatever. Pops them in the freeze dryer, freeze dries them, takes them out, and puts them into a shadow box. And like with their picture and like some memorabilia and stuff, and then sells it back to them. And those things are good for like until they fucking break the glass and let moisture in the shadow box. Like it's good indefinitely. King Tut will fucking the 50th. If they
nice,
it'll last forever.
That'd be cool if you could like embed them in epoxy or something too.
Oh yeah, you could totally do that with them at that point. The cool thing about the freeze drying the flowers is they look exactly the fucking same. It doesn't shrink them at all. It doesn't change the color at all. It doesn't change the texture of them at all. They look exactly the same. Instead of dehydrating stuff, usually darkens the color.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I love freeze drying.
I wasn't even thinking about getting a freeze dryer until we just had this conversation.
Oh, you fucking need a freeze dryer. You know what?
No, I've been wanting one for a long time.
I enter the giveaway every month for the last 7 years.
So I go through a company. I go through a company called Affirm, right? Like that's like my online credit card. I don't have like a regular credit card. I have an online credit card that I use occasionally called Affirm, and Affirm will fucking finance the living shit out of a goddamn like one of the. That's probably where they make their most money is on things like freeze dryers or goods like that. I think. I got like 9% interest on the medium was the last one that I bought, and I paid like $122 a month, like for the damn thing, like $122 a month, which was fine. I mean, I made more than that a month just selling like random, like just strawberries. Like people fucking love strawberries. So any fruit that's on sale, you go like to the store and there's a shitload of freaking strawberries on sale, or it's strawberry season. Or blackberry season or blueberry season or whatever it is. Freeze dry that shit and sell it. Like people fucking love that shit, man. You make a pretty decent living at it. Like if you keep up with it. My wife loses interest. But
and then we take it over from Mycology.
Yeah. I told her, I was like, hey, if you stop freeze drying, if you stop freeze drying your candy and your food and shit, and I'm taking the small one or the medium, which is actually the medium sized one. I'm taking the fucking medium-sized one, and I'm just, all that thing is going to do is, like, random mushrooms. We're going to freeze-dry the shiitake, make powder out of it to add to, like, soups. Or, like, that thing is almost, when I'm growing lion's mane, it's almost always full of lion's mane. Because freeze-dried lion's mane, like I was saying, it breaks up all the cells, so you don't have to worry about doing double or triple extracts and shit like that to get the cell, to get access to all the goodness inside of it. It works right from the beginning. So I don't know why more people don't. You can freeze dry beer. I mean, it doesn't have the alcohol in it anymore, but it tastes like beer when you add water to it.
Oh, well. You had me up until that point.
Yeah. But you can freeze dry so much shit.
As agar at that point? Like, if you
I guess if you wanted to.
You can, like, reconstitute it and make it into agar.
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah, I guess. Agar. I just did it to see what would happen. Like when I got these damn things, it was just around. It was fuck around and find out on steroids. That's the name of the podcast, and that's how I live my life. Is if I get a new toy, I gotta push every fucking button, every goddamn mode, try every new freaking thing I can think of in there. Like Tootsie Rolls are real cool in the thing, but like everybody loves Skittles. Everybody loves fruit, like freeze-dried bananas, freeze-dried strawberries are ridiculous. They're amazing. That's how I make the strawberry cookies, like the strawberry danger cookies, but they're not a danger cookie. They're just like, I think they only got like 2 grams per cookie. As I just took all of the broken pieces of strawberries that I had like left over, and I just ground them up in a coffee grinder to make powder, and then I just added an equal amount of like mushrooms powder and strawberry powder to whipped cream, and then mixed that shit up and just made like strawberries and cream, and then piped it onto like the silicone mats, and then popped it in the freeze dryer. And any type of whipped cream turns into like an Oreo cookie. It has about the same consistency as an Oreo cookie.
Damn.
Nice.
Well,
when did they start making an extra large freeze dryer? I'm so far behind.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit and I was like, "Oh, it's huge, dude! It's massive."
35 pounds of food at run.
Yeah,
That's
that
people
is
with
so
big families.
big. Oh, dude, at that point, you can't. That one, my large would probably fit inside that fucking thing. It's huge. Yeah. So the large has to have its own dedicated 20 amp circuit, right? Like, so you can't just, you can plug it into like where the washer and dryer are, you know, but you can't like plug it into a regular wall socket. It'll blow the fuse like every fucking time. So we just had our like rando guy that's like a friend of the family who just happens to be a like part-time freaking electrical guy drop a new line through the wall and put its own little breaker in, and it's perfectly happy with that. Now the medium will just plug into any freaking wall socket, right? So you can have it on your kitchen counter or wherever you want it. But,
nice.
It's a lot of fun, man.
That's cool.
Just for the food storage ability. Like if you have a big garden, a big farm, or if you buy food in bulk as a wholesaler, you to store everything. Or if you just need a side hustle gig to make some extra money and sell some candy and shit on Etsy, it works really well. Your main people are going to buy it are bored housewives, kids, and stoners. That's just pretty much all that's going to buy your candy.
And that's about 70% of the people are, going to be on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't mean to turn this into a freeze drying episode, but there's so many cool things you can do with the damn freeze dryer.
I'm sure
you can take. Okay, so one of the cool things that I've done with the damn freeze dryer is that I've used what's called a homogenizer. Have you guys seen that? If you've ever worked in a chemistry class, it has a little it uses an ultrasonic homogenizer. It looks like a stick stirrer that sits up above, like a heating.
Are you talking about the one that rotates? Not doesn't spin, but it like moves in a clockwise.
Yeah, super fast.
Yep.
And so I've used an ultrasonic homogenizer and a mushroom, and then got the extract out of it, right? Because it broke up all the cell walls and everything. So I did an alcohol and a water extract, and then I squished that, and basically I fucked up our. Well, I just blamed it on the mother-in-law, but I brought the coffee press, right? So I used it to do a whole bunch of pressing of a whole bunch of mushrooms, and I got all the liquid. The liquid was like this dark black inky liquid, and I just poured it out in the empty trays, and then I freeze dried it and came up with like crystallized psilocybin.
Oh shit, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like Pop Rocks. It just turned into crystals. Looks like Pop Rocks. It was really cool.
I need some of that. Well, I need some testing done.
It's strong. It was really strong. It didn't like to rehydrate though. I mean, it was really strong.
I'm thinking that you really don't want to dehydrate. You don't want to rehydrate. I'm thinking if that's
make them into Pop Rocks.
If you put that in the pills, your stomach acid rehydrate.
Yeah, I put it in the pills, but they were like black the fuck out pills. Yeah, they were
right.
They were really strong.
Oh wow,
really strong.
Well, mix that with some lion's mane and some niacin. You got a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll just see you next Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll
be just like, you'll just be like, just staring at the wall.
The brain zaps.
Yeah.
The brain zaps. No.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
I never got around to fucking with her Levo, but it's still eye fucking me.
Who's I fucking you?
The Levo. The wife had that Levo like extractor thingamajig.
Right. Yeah.
I was supposed to try to make a mushroom extract with it, but I never got around to. But now it's sitting up there staring at me again.
It's still sitting on top of the fridge, stickers on.
In the same spot. I hadn't even. I was like,
Can
"Fuck it,
you
I'm gonna play
run
with it."
freeze-dried mushrooms through it?
I would think
If
that
the
would be a
freeze-dried mushrooms
bad
hold on
idea.
to the alkaloids and stuff better, why? It'd be really strong, wouldn't it? Maybe, no?
Yeah, but the Levo has little screens and stuff in there, and the mushrooms, the freeze-dried mushrooms, turn to like water. Like they don't have any, they don't have anything to get strained out. They basically turn to nothing because all the cell walls exploded. So they just turn to goo, and then running it through the Levo might just leave a sludge in every little piece of piping and plumbing in the fucking Levo. You know, that might be the end of the Levo. It might be a one-shot thing. At what point, even though she hasn't played with the damn thing in over a year, I broke her favorite toy. Right?
No, that's bullshit. She gave us permission on the podcast the other day to use that damn thing.
Right? We gotta do it.
Right, Trim? She gave me permission.
Yeah,
I don't remember, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't recall, but sure. Y'all just want to see me get in trouble.
Oh, no.
That doesn't sound like me at all. Doesn't sound like me at all.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. You guys definitely need a freeze dryer, or if you don't, like, you need to know somebody that has one you can play with.
All right,
there's freeze drying groups. Yeah, there's freeze drying. Once I figure out how to make all of you fucking move closer to me, yeah, not a problem.
Freeze dryer is definitely on my bucket list.
If you finance it, they're cheap. If you just tear off a chunk of money, they're expensive. But if you finance them, they're cheap. $120 a month, and they're gonna make that back in just sales to just your friends and shit.
I've got to get better at selling things. I suck at selling things.
I do too. That's why I let my wife do all that shit. Like all of our candy, like the freeze dried candies, all the freeze dried fruits and the freeze dried vegetables and all that shit. Like the bread I make, all that crap, all like farm goods, stuff like that. That's soap, all that shit. She handles all the sales. I don't sell stuff. I'm bad at selling things. I can't sell a damn thing to anybody.
I can build or design anything in the world you want, but I need somebody else to help me sell shit.
Yeah,
it's just not my.
I like being the maker bot.
Right.
I like being
Just point me in the direction that you need me to make something, and I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. I like being the 3D printer of shit in the fucking background. If you need somebody to make a whole bunch of crap really like exactly the same over and over, I will fucking make some shit, but and in bulk. But I don't want to sell it.
I will bot that shit out. Yep.
Because I don't want to deal with the customers. I don't want to deal with the Karen or somebody like that that tells me, "Oh, your shit. Why are you trying to sell it for that?" Well, I'm trying to sell it for that because it's what's fucking worth. Like, you know, and don't make me feel bad about it because you're just gonna make me not want to ever make it again. You know?
Yeah, that's like when I was a younger man. I had my own car repair shop, and whenever somebody would bring me like a front axle in to repair on a car, I used to schedule those in as close to lunch as I could. So they'd drop their car off, I'd repair the axle, then I'd go have lunch. Then I'd come back and I'd call them and tell them the car was done because it never fails. They get pissed at me at how fast I can do one. You know, they're paying me for my experience, not for how long it takes me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I like medicine. You're not paying me to actually do anything. You're paying me to be available to do something. So, yeah,
I'm only here in case of emergency.
Yeah, I was so good at. I could from the time a car rolled in my shop to the time it left, I could have an accident in 15 minutes flat.
Damn. Why aren't you still doing that on the side?
I was too nice to people.
Some people stole all his damn tools.
Everybody come see me and they'd be like, "Bro, I need my car fixed, but I don't get paid till next week. Can you just fix it?"
I'll pick it up next week.
$80,000 in money that people owed me later.
Oh shit!
I was like, I'm just gonna shut the place down. I put a big post on the internet and said, I just came back from the doctor and apparently thanks is not good for me, so I can't work for that anymore.
I got it. Let me go say goodbye. Okay, well, we screwed all that up.
Yeah.
That was a lovely journey.
It was only the last 5 minutes of Farrell getting beers. So
I was just pulling the, what does this button do?
Yeah.
Well, shit. That was kind of a wandering, interesting episode. It was a lot of fun. Kind of turned into how to freeze dry shit. But like anyway, I strongly suggest that if anybody gets a chance to have a side gig, come up with a side gig. This economy is kind of going to shit, and every little side gig you can have that's legal, have at it, man. Like if you can repair stuff like John, repair stuff. If you can scare bears with hockey sticks like Deadpool, scare bears with hockey sticks like Deadpool, right? Like if you can, if you want to invest in some piece of equipment and provide a service for people, do it. But having some side gigs adds a amount of a buffer between
stability.
You and everything.
Yeah.
That's out there.
I can't tell you how much fixing a random car in my garage has saved me over the years. Just need a few bucks. It's a good, honest way to make a few bucks. I mean, and there's all kinds of things. Whatever you're good at. Yep. Make money with it.
It doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't. I don't suggest anybody actually sell drugs sell drugs. Period.
Right.
I don't. I grow stuff and occasionally it's given away, but primarily it's for personal use. I just happen to like to fuck around and make really cool looking stuff, like cool pills because it lasts forever, or cool cookies because I hate the fucking flavor of the mushrooms.
Who does? If somebody likes them, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, so
it's not horrible, but I mean it's.
Well, there you go. There's something wrong with that fellow right there.
Yeah, we already do that already.
So. But, just experiment with stuff. And if you get a chance to make some sort of side gig, have at it. You're never going to regret it. Any sort of income that you can bring to the table, especially with the economy and the political instability that's going on around the world with the dollar and financials, that go for it, man.
And the sooner you start your side gig, the more stable you're going to be in that side gig when shit hits the fan. So,
and we're always happy to if you're providing a service that we need, man, we help small business people all the time. Or if you have a question, like, hey, how would I set this up? Come into the chat and ask. And there's a lot of experience there that's not just mushrooms. We're happy to. We're a little family here.
We have carpenters, we've got plumbers, mechanics, EMTs, computer specialists, engineers. I don't know what we don't have in here, to be honest with you. In our little group, I mean, what can't we do in there?
Our hobby tends to attract some of the smartest people in the world, honestly.
Yeah, it does. So we can always help you get going with something or give you the ideas what you need to start. As long as you're not an NPC.
Don't be a douchebag. Well, no, you can be a douchebag, but be a douchebag with personality like me.
Yeah. But if you're going to come in there and repeat the same fucking question 60 times and just rephrase it differently every single time.
Yeah, or steal people's information and give it as your own.
That works too. That fucking asshole. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this stuff up. As normal, when we have the end of the call or the end of one of our podcasts, we try to go around the room and try to say something really positive to everybody. As usual, we start with Deadpool to throw him under the bus. What do you got, buddy?
I don't know. How about whenever it comes with mycology or anything else, I mean, just persistence is key. I mean, if you do the same thing over and over, I mean, surely it's going to be you're going to get a different result eventually. So just keep trying. How about that?
That was the best one you fucking ever done, dude. That was off the cuff. At least it wasn't "Don't Eat Yellow Snow" or something.
Well, I would never. Okay, that was the first one, but whatever.
What do you got for us, John?
I'm going to paraphrase off of Deadpool's. And because that's kind of reminds me of an old quote by Vince Lombardi, but it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's all about how many times you get back up.
There you go.
So if you got an idea, FAFO that sumbitch.
Exactly.
There you go.
And how about our little guest tonight, Psycho? What do you got?
I would definitely tell people to not be afraid to try something new. And for me, things is strength in numbers for me. I've got I figure if I do instead of doing 2 transfers, if I do 5, at least one of them's got to stick, and then over time things will get better. I'll be able to work out all the little kinks and snags and contamination. But
it takes time to learn the language of the mushroom.
The most experienced, yeah.
Yeah,
accuracy by volume.
Persistence is key.
Yeah. And then coming from me, it's going to go just harken back to the whole diversify. Get yourself a side gig, whether it's mowing lawns for cash under the freaking table or a consulting business with somebody. Everybody can do something and monetize it, or figure out a way to monetize your hobbies. If you have hobbies outside of just growing drugs, like if you can grow your gourmets, there's always somebody out there that's going to want to buy gourmets. It's just don't get it over your head with it right off the bat.
Start small.
Yeah. And with that, guys, thank you for listening this evening. If you need any sort of supplies, whether it's grain or substrate or, some agar or something fun like that, you can get a hold of Deadpool. He's going to be in our Discord. I'll have the Discord link below. If you want to send us a couple of dollars here and there, we promise not to use it for anything good. It'll go to pure debauchery. You can get a hold of us with the Cash App. The Cash App is going to be $FAFOCult, or the Venmo is at FAFOCult. If you'd like to drop us an email, talk about anything you heard on the show, ask for advice, or if you'd like to come on the show, you can go ahead and get us at FAFOCult@gmail.com.
We're always looking for fresh meat.
Yes, and
we're
not scary. People get scared to come on, and we're not scary. Do we scare the shit out of you, Psycho, or is it fun?
No, you guys are good people, man. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, we're happy to have
you. We didn't eat her alive, and we haven't eaten anybody alive. Even if you come on and do something silly or weird, we're gonna pretty much cover it up. We might give you shit later, but we're gonna
on here is silly or weird. I'm gonna be like holding my beer and watch this and try.
Yeah, challenge fucking accepted. We're getting naked. Yeah, but. Yeah, no, we're always happy to have everybody on and talk to everybody about whatever you want. And even though this episode was a little bit chaotic, it's still fun. This is what we would have done whether or not we were recording a podcast. We would have had the same conversation. It's a conversation amongst friends. And we enjoy having you be part of the conversation amongst friends. And we love our listeners. And we love hearing back from you.
God, don't forget to go on the Discord.
Yes,
come
hang with us. Talk to us.
Put a question down. I have a channel set up for people to put in topics that they want us to discuss. I mean, if we don't know it, we'll make it up. I'll still talk about it.
Or if it's something that's like really far out there, we'll go and research to get it.
Hell yeah.
Some basic knowledge on it before we go and talk about it. And you can always suggest anything you want.
The first step,
as long as it's not something really stupid, like politics. We don't do that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
The first step is to come on the Discord and say hi, and you'll be at home within a few minutes. Trust me.
Of course. All right, guys. With that, we love you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace out.